When I got the internship, I was really happy, and then I kind of expected, every day, I'm given like a new task to do, and then I submit it at the end of the day or something like that. But it's much more like an office environment.
I was actually really surprised when I found out that I would be working at this building because it's so close to what I've been familiar with as a little kid.
When I heard that I got an invitation for this internship, a couple of thoughts ran through my head. One was, am I smart enough to get the job done? Another was, what am I going to learn?
The reality actually exceeded my expectations because the project I currently work on is very interesting. It involves a lot of learning, and the learning curve was pretty steep, I would say.
Prior to this internship, I had never been in a government office. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I thought I'd be doing a lot of programming. As it turns out, it was a lot of learning about the different tools and apps that ITD uses.
I was thinking they were just going to make me do probably kind of testing or stuff like that stuff that doesn't really require a lot of thinking, but I'm definitely doing a lot of thinking, and what I say actually makes a difference.
I definitely had some expectation that a lot of the project might be maintaining legacy software. There's definitely a stereotype with government that everything is old and just bureaucracy forces us to use old systems. That definitely wasn't my experience though. Once I actually met the mentors, I started hearing all these hip buzzwords in the industry like Agile and Scrum, and realized that they were just as modern as the rest of Silicon Valley nearby.
I came back because the work environment here is really pleasant. There are a lot of really nice people. I have a good mentor. I'm working under the same mentor. And the work is interesting. It's fun stuff to work on for the interns here.
Right now I'm working on moving 10 Java-based applications from WebSphere to JBoss, and I'm on the JBoss migration team. We just kind of transfer them onto the Maven IDE, and then we resolve the errors and we deploy them so that they can be in production and all the web applications will be working smoothly.
I'm working for the social services agency on this project called IFSIN. My first task was to create this county maintenance part of the web application that contained all the information of the other counties in California. And then now I'm working on this batch process, which is basically automating emails to send to specific individuals to remind them about cases.
I'm part of the JBoss migration team, and what I do is I migrate old apps from IBM WebSphere into JBoss, and so that entails looking at packages and moving them over, as well as making sure that everything's up to date and working.
I'm working with ITD that supports the social services. They're making a web application to help handle all of their client concerns that people submit. Right now it's on an Excel document that's manually being entered, so they're basically putting it onto a web application. I made a lot of mock-ups to help design all the screens, and then now I'm starting to do some more coding. I'm learning about MVC. I'm coding the different screens that I designed earlier.
I am currently working on processing the different years for depreciation and categories for the assessments and compiling them to one big table. It's a new project coming here this year as an intern. So I'm already learning to work with a new language, PowerShell, as well as learning some relatively new concepts that I wasn't as intimate with last year.
I am working on the work order management system with Jahan, and that is being built for SSA's procurement team. This application is helping to replace a lot of the paperwork that they use and to simplify and streamline their process. My main piece has been this notification feature.
I work for the CREAMS team, where I implement the messaging application, which is supposed to ease the communications between multiple county departments. It uses the publisher-subscriber pattern, where we can have multiple publishers and multiple subscribers.
So I'm working on a bot framework in Azure. It'll be helping out departments create a ticket, manage tickets, and query for ticket information. I learned a lot about how businesses use different applications to create websites and manage the systems. One of the workshops that we went to was a scripting workshop, which taught us a little bit about PowerShell and Python.
The workshops have been a really cool part of the internship because you're really learning more than just how to develop a piece of software. So for instance, today we had our Toastmasters meeting, an organization I had never heard of. That was really neat because it's actually something I'm interested in, this whole idea of a club devoted to helping its members get better at public speaking.
And it's also interesting how they make all these comparisons between a private company and the government. It doesn't necessarily feel like you're working for the public sector.
So we were able to see the application side of ITD and also the hardware side because we went to the data center.
This whole experience has been super fun because not only do we get to work on our own projects, but we also get to learn about how the county works and what the county does for its citizens.
Every once in a while, the interns go out together for lunch, and even when we work, we sometimes help each other. We have a whiteboard where we write different kinds of programming-related jokes, and it's pretty funny.
Coming in here, I thought my biggest takeaway was going to be the technical skills, but I think it's the friends that I've made here that they're definitely going to be people that I'll turn to when I'm in need of help.
My biggest takeaway for this project is project management. I learned about how to use different applications to manage my projects and the source code.
This whole experience as well has taught me that it's all about working on your own project, but it's all about also working with other people.
My takeaway from this year is about the same from last year, just a lot of good skills in terms of both programming and social skills. And it's paid, which is always nice for an internship.
My biggest takeaway would be that not everyone knows the solutions to everything, and nobody really expects you to know the solutions to everything. If you find something that you don't really know, you just have to ask other people for help or try to figure it out on your own.
My biggest takeaway is learning how to collaborate. I'm not a computer science major. Talking to other people about computer science related things, I'm definitely learning a lot more.
It's been a great experience for me. I know I've learned a ton. Getting the overall experience of working in a software development team, I think doing it in a government setting is a great way to go about it too.
Honestly, I had some doubt before the internship, but after it's almost done, I would say that I would definitely recommend it to anyone else.